Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, Chicago scene in the West Rodgers Park neighborhood, right off of Lincoln and McCormick. You know, we all been shopping, and if you have kids and you try to go shopping, it's a nightmare because you go shopping with the kids, and inevitably one of them cries because they want a thing, they want to pick it out, they have the whole fit in the store, and then you choose to either suffer through it or you leave everything there and go inside. But how about ordering online and picking it up at a designated spot? That's what this is. This is Fresh Street. So you order your food, you come into the parking lot, you tell them that you're here, and then you go and they have somebody come bring it out to you. And this is Mike. Mike, this is your idea. So thank you for all the parents out there, especially who never want to get out of their car when they're shopping. How are you?
Great. Thanks for coming by.
Absolutely. So this is something very new to the area, and kind of from your experience of shopping with kids, it gave you, an idea like this is something that we can do. This is something that I want to do. But explain this concept for people who are still new to the online shopping experience in general for groceries.
Yeah. So the way it works is you place your orders online, whether through that be our website or our app, and the inside of the store itself is really just a fulfillment center. So you would never shop yourself in the store. We would shop the orders for you. And the idea is by focusing exclusively on online grocery shopping and not offering an in-store experience, we can do it better, faster, and more affordably than everyone else.
Right, so the idea is not to ever see the inside of the grocery store in this particular case because of the way you have it set up, and we walked through it a little bit earlier where you have it set up for a specific reason where the heavier things are along one way and such. But talk about the organization of how you got things to be set up in the store and the real-time metrics on what things are out, what things need to be sold before others.
Yeah, so not providing an in-store experience gives us a lot of flexibility operationally. So if you think about a traditional grocery store, you have dairy in the back corner, you have produce in the front, you have checkout lanes, there's all this stuff that's there, and it's all based on a lot of research over a lot of years about the way to run an in-store experience at a grocery store. So for us, because we don't have to worry about those things, we can put product wherever we need to in the store that makes the most operational sense for us. So to your point, we pick the heavier items earlier, so soda, water, and then we zigzag our way through other sort of non-temperature controlled items.
Sure.
And then we end with freezer, cooler, produce, and produce being the last thing we pick at the end before we stage it, and then send a notification to our users that their order's ready to come pick up.
Right, a very methodical process, and I'm sure it was a little trial and error just to figure out what you wanted to be and what shelves, but like you said, it's a fulfillment center where you walk through and it's just designed to be able to pick it, put it somewhere pretty in the package overall, and have it ready for people in about 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, so we're saying 30 minutes right now. We should be able to do it faster over time, but
you just started, so
yes,
give yourself a break.
It's
right?
only been a few hours, so yeah. But the idea would be that because again, this is all we're doing, we should be able to have a lot of focus against it and be able to turn things around pretty quickly.
Right, and this is great for parents who don't want to get out of the car or for people who are just walking by, and that's what this room is. If people are walking by, you don't have to just be on your phone. You don't even necessarily have to have a phone with you. You can do it right online at some of the iPads behind you there, and that's what this room is here. I'm just going to pan around because this is kind of a room either if you have an issue with the order, you can come in because the parking lot is just right out there where you pick it up, or if you want to walk in order, you do it right there, and then you just hang out here and hopefully get it within a few minutes, right?
Yeah, that's right. So you have the ability to place the orders on the iPads behind us. And so what we've been telling folks who are coming by, place your order, go shop at Five Below or TJ Maxx, come back when you're done, and it'll be ready for you.
Right, you're in this perfect shopping center where it has all those things right there. You're on the very edge of the city where it meets Lincolnwood here. But for people who want to learn about this and decide whether or not they want to do this and place an online order, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, so our website's www.freshstreet.com. We have an iOS and an Android app available. We also have a mobile website, so we've tried to make it as easy as possible for folks to try us out. And I'd say, online shopping, I think one of the biggest barriers historically has been that trust factor around things like produce and, picking vegetables and fruit to bring.
Yeah, I think everybody's suffered a little bit of that during the pandemic where you order something and your strawberries look like they've been dropped on the floor, kicked around a little bit. And that's where you guys differ. You don't have all due respect to maybe 18-year-olds working at some of those other places, you have people who know what they're doing picking the food for you, right?
That's right. So training is a huge part of that. And so, we've spent a lot of time talking about, what does it mean to have good strawberries? And I think the attitude, most importantly, that we try to have is that, if we wouldn't bring it home for our own families, then we're not, going to bring it to somebody who's using Fresh Street, right? So if we want to bring it home and feed it to our own kids, we just set it to the side. We'll deal with that later with our vendors to make sure, we get it refunded. But, the idea isn't just to go through as much inventory as possible. It's about delivering a high quality experience to all of our users.
Right, and this is definitely something that's probably more or less cheaper than doing one of those grocery delivery store apps, because you're taking the delivery out of it, people pick it up, but with that though you get a cheaper price point in this experience as well, right?
Yeah, so we talk a lot about affordable convenience. And so, then the convenience side, being able to place your orders online and not spend the hour and a half in the store walking around,
especially,
especially
which is valuable time for most people, but especially parents with the kids under 5.
Exactly. Yeah, can confirm. It's tough to walk stores with kids, especially during COVID. And so, to be able to save that time and spend that doing pretty much anything else is, value that we can provide. And then, from an affordability perspective, we did a lot of research on, should we do delivery, should we not? And the feedback that we generally found was people like delivery, but they don't want to have to pay for it. And so, by not having delivery as an option, it allows us to keep our costs down, which allows us to keep, the cost to the consumer down.
And for people who walk in here, is it a cashless? Is it all electronic for payment? And I assume, of course, on the app and everything, but when they walk in the store, it's still cashless, right?
Yep, cashless. Everything's done through the website and the app.
Perfect. And like we said, you mentioned it earlier, but you guys get the order from your computer here from whoever they're ordering from, and then you just have your shoppers shop and then package it up and then set it on a shelf and just wait for that confirmation. When people roll up right out here, you get a little notification and you bring it out to their car.
That's right. Keep it as simple and easy as possible.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it. What's the website one more time?
www.freshstreet.com.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. That's the Chicago scene here in the West Rodgers Park neighborhood, right where it meets Lincolnwood. TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, tbarnes at WGNTV.com. Come say hi to my friend Mike and all of his people back there getting their groceries ready. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.